telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what they telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is she? Where is she? She's telling me to come forward, come for me. See, I don't know why finally now I just spoke my mind. I know it's long since we spoke sometime, but this thing no play, I go change your mind. Just give me some time, baby, please. Cause I don't have no time to waste. No more back and forth just like Aaliyah. That's all I wanna do right now. Grab it up. So you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend up for the reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. Well, when me gonna grab it up. So you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend up for the reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. Well, telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is she? Where is she? She's telling me to come forward, come for me.
That's killed it.
He made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since Buvac left. He don't want to change from the 4-3-3. Yo, what's going on, people? Lunchtime here. Man, I'm munching. Big up to everyone in the building. Big up. Apologies, I had to scoff something down quickly. Big up to everyone in the building. It's the J James Show, and we got some more talk. We got to chat, man. We got to talk because we know we chopped it up. Do you know what I mean? When it broke 2 nights ago, do you know what I mean, in the evening, an hour in, we came clutch, as recency bias said. Jude Bellingham, the dream. Dreams end, bro. The dream ended, bro. The dream ended. It's peak. But I'll give it to everyone in the building. Obviously, we got G back. Round of applause. We got G back in the building. We're back in the building with G. Chat to us, G, man.
Back in this motherfucker. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I've been, guys, in the comments, man, pick up yourselves. Please make sure you are smashing that like button. I beg the subscribers as well. We need to keep pushing. We want to keep pushing forward. I've been watching you lot. I've been watching you on the comments. I've been watching everyone's comments about the Jude Bellingham situation. A lot of people been backtracking. Don't worry, I see you. But we're not gonna hold you up.
Man have been doing the moonwalk. Like I'm here, man, going, like Bellingham. Nah, I wasn't even feeling him like that.
I wanted
Ugarte instead. Hear me? I wanted Ugarte. Rice was better, you know. Rice, right, bro. Yeah, man. I looked at the stats and like Rice is better. But gee, I swear we showed man this.
We did shows on this stuff, guys. We were doing shows on this before. Look, at the end of the day, anything can happen, by the way, before we even dive into it. Anything can happen. We know what Liverpool are on. It wouldn't surprise me either way whether he came or didn't come. But when we were showing, man, about, stats here and this player or that player, alternatives, man, we're not trying to hear us. Everyone's saying, nah, man, you lot just trying shit, man. Like, Bellingham, that's the one, pay the money, FSG are pricks, blah, blah, blah. Now, as Jerry said, you guys are doing Michael Jackson Thriller on everyone right about now. Like, the whole... the whole thing, bro. Like, I don't even want to get into the whole thing, but like, man are doing the Thriller on these guys, man. It's actually crazy. Some of the things, comments that I've been seeing recently about Jude Bellingham apparently not really being worth it. When was he worth it? That's what I want to know. When was he worth it? That's what I want to know. But Jerry, how are you though, my guy? How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, I feel vindicated. Because I told man. Yeah, I didn't believe it. I know you, man, are still saying, look, I think he might calm and this and that, and we even discussed it. But I just never believed it, man. I just, it doesn't make any logical sense. Like, coming to Liverpool for why? When you're having to start grooming the father, bro, do you know what it is? It's like going out, you're trying to get with a girl, you're trying to draw her in church. It's not working. So you go down the dad route. You try getting through the back door. Like, look, the family are loving him and they're going to kind of, do you know what I mean? Force the girl's hand and be like, look, this is a good guy. You got to get with him. It never works out. We've seen the films, bro. She ends up leaving the brother at the altar and running off and getting in Mickey's car, bro, in the Converse. You know Mariah Carey, We Belong Together. You know that video? You know when she's running off and she gets...
Oh, man. Hey, you love, you ain't seen that, go check that out.
Yeah, go check that out, man. I've never believed it. I just never believed it. So for me, I'm just like, yeah, I told you so. And I'm going to say, oh, yeah, I told you so. I just don't see it. The chat, them saying, like, certain reporters, they're smart with how they're wording it. Of course, Fabrizio Romano said, cool off. Bascom said, deal is off. Certain other players are saying deal is off. When the likes of Redmen TV, and shout out to them, man, because I'm actually rating, I'm rating the fact that they came out with it. They went and admitted it, and I'll chop it up in a bit. But they came out and just said, yeah, like, bruv, if you're, and this is Neil Jones from Goal as well, so it's a third party that's coming to Redmen saying, look, if any man's holding out for Bellingham, good luck on you. But it ain't happening. And when you look at Liverpool, what did they say at the beginning of the window with Bellingham? They don't want to get into a bidding war. We discussed this. They don't want to get into a bidding war. Nah, that's what it is. Big up to Ed. Ed saying, nah, JJ. She ran off with Don Carlo and Pep. Facts. Actually, to get into the comments and big up everyone in the building, man. We got Ends man in the building saying, yes, bro. Big up to Ends man. Big up to Ends man. He smashed, obviously, he got to his 600 subs, I believe, yesterday. Yes. So massive congratulations to you. Make sure we're heading over there. Just get him to 700. Just get him to 700 off this video. That way, do you know what I mean? I've got some credit in the bank like a certain manager with Ends. Do you know what I mean? If I want to pull up and pull up to shows, I got credit.
Man will listen to me.
Yeah. We got Chelsea OG in the building. Big up to Chelsea OG saying, you can have Mason Mount, mate. At this point, I understand the level we're working with. You know the marketplace. You see the marketplace. We talk about the social or the sexual marketplace. We're talking about men and women. This is like the football marketplace, or like heritage marketplace. We're higher in terms of heritage, in terms of Europe, right? When as a club, though, we're not that team. We're not a deep team. We're not. So Mason Mount will arguably be one of the high profile players that we bring in the last 20, 30 years. Top five high profile players in terms of he's coming from a big rival team. He's he's what? England international, won the Champions League. Got to the semi-final last year. The resume looks a bit peak when you start looking at it. So yeah, I'm not saying you should rate him or not, but it's just where it is. We got Ravi in the building. We got G in the building as well. I think that's G's twin saying smash the light. People, big up to G. We got Mtar Mizzy.
That one's got hair.
In the building. We got Ryan Henry. Big up to Ryan. Captain Sal. Honesty with we better start learning the lyrics to Bad Boy next season since Mason Mount is going to come to LSC. Which Bad Boy?
Yeah, for real.
Because, bruv, I've got two Bad Boys, yeah? I've got two Bad Boy songs in my head. You know the remix to Mike Amiri when he goes, bad boy.
Okay.
Or the Skepta's Bad Boy. They call me a bad boy.
Oh, okay. In my mind,
I don't know what else, man.
When he said Bad Boy, I started thinking of the movies, but then I was like, what song? He's probably talking about a specific song. Yeah. Then I started thinking about no, it was more, it was actually more about the movie, actually.
See that Skepta song? That was shit. Bad Boy. When he's in I know she ain't the one. She used to call me every name under the sun.
You see with Skepta, like, he has his periods, like he'll when he was doing music properly, like he would have those periods where he would drop like I could say a project or whatever, and then he would just have like in between. It's like you have a banger come out, maybe featuring someone, and you just got some dead tune after. I'm just like, bro, like I think you start making sense, man. With my guys, all Skepta, come on.
It's true. We got Victor in the building as well. Big up to Victor. We got Uncle Rod saying, "Big up your chest yards, then." You know, like that.
Come on, Gigi. You know the vibes.
Yeah. We got Marianne Southwood saying, "Big up Jerry. Someone save me from LFC, please. If Mount was any good, Chelsea fans wouldn't be begging us to take him." Oh, G is in the building. Yeah, see like that.
Come on, man. Come on.
In the building. But yeah, man. True, Don. We got Anfield Road End. You got King Cop in the building. Ravi. Everyone's in the building. But cool. Let me start, man. You were probably in bed. Probably weren't engaged with anything to do with Liverpool. You get the news either in the morning, in the evening. Let me know, man. What's happening? The news breaks. Fabrizio Romano, and this is like you're talking about 10-hour difference between court offside reporting Liverpool have put a bid in of 84 million euros in for Bellingham, and that ends up essentially not being the case, and now Liverpool pulled out the race. Chat to me, man. What was your first reaction to that?
I just started busting up, bro. Honestly, I just started busting up when I read it. I was just like, right, okay. Because it was, as you said, like, I saw a report the evening. That's why I was a bit baffled, because I saw the report the evening or the day before, whatever, saying about Liverpool and the bid and rare test. So I thought, you know, as you said, because it's caught offside, I'm not looking at caught offside like they're some reputable source, they're known, but they're not reputable sources like that. So I just thought, yeah, fuck it. And then the next day, when I wake up to see that, I just started busting up, bro, because I was like, yeah, for when Fabrizio, and he's one of a few, and I mean, like, maybe like 2 or 3 people that I actually will listen to when it comes to news, because we need to differentiate when people talk about tapping merchants, stuff like that. Don't worry about Fabrizio, bro. He's only here to give you facts. The facts that he's been given, he'll give it to you. Do you hear what I'm trying to say? And he never speaks on reports, really. It's always something that he would know in some way, shape, or form, whatever that might be. Bro, Liverpool are Liverpool, bro. Like I said, I don't even care. Like, sign the guy, don't sign the guy. Bro, I was never really invested anyway. Like, he's a good player. For that kind of money, hell no, he's nowhere near that kind of player. So I wouldn't even have looked in that kind of direction. So the fact that we are supposedly calling interest, I'm like, yeah, that's calm. Run it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't even care. Can we just move on to someone else now? Do you know what I mean? Like, we keep talking about Bellingham like he's the only midfielder. At the end of the day, everyone keeps blaming FSG, and I knew it. And the first thing I said was, I'm just here for the FSG hours. I just want to hear what they've got to say. And that was the first thing I see. People saying, oh, FSG, they don't want to dip their hands in their pockets. My people, come on, man. We need to start being a bit more clever. Like, why would you want them to dip their hands so much into their pocket that they're going to go get this one guy, and then you're going to kind of maybe hamper what we may potentially do elsewhere? As Jerry said, Mason Mount, people like that, those kind of players that we're linked with, you can see in the background, Declan Rice's, the Caicedos, the Barellas and stuff like that. Like, these are the kind of maybe players that we're probably just going to have to go for, who are all still decent players. So, you know, I think it's a clever move if Liverpool don't go for it. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just one of them ones, man. I was never really, like, I wasn't invested in him enough. Like, he wasn't the player that I thought, yeah, man, if we get him, Liverpool are going to be like, boom, boom, but like Haaland got City. All right, yeah, yo, you man need to sit up and take note. It's not really one of them kind of signings, man. So that's why I was never really like upset. I was just more like, I guess it is what it is, isn't it? Like, people are going to be upset by this. They're going to be pissed off. We've invested so much time into it. All those pictures now that Jordan Henderson, you know, in the shower, you know, Trent having dinner, you know, all of these kind of pictures now, they better start taking it off their hard drives and their clear their browser. Yeah, all of this, you better start clearing your browser history quick. Because when the police come knocking on your door asking you, why you got a picture of a man in the shower and that? Like, what's going on? Like, and I'm seeing other photos as well where you're hugging him and it doesn't look too comfortable for him. But hey, who am I to say? But yeah, man, that's kind of my thoughts behind it.
Bro, like, do you know what it is? I'm not fussed in it, because originally I always went and said as well, I didn't think it made any sense. I thought that the situation was deeper than just 1 or 2 signings. For me, it was wholesale changes. Obviously, evidently, people obviously disagree with us. We're the manager out now as a result, because to go, for me, the only way it works really and is you change the team over, like everyone. I'm talking like everyone. Like you do what they do in the NBA, and you just go and trade everyone off, and you have a different roster, a different starting lineup. You can't do that. You can't do that in football, of course. So for me, there needs to be a different kick. I'm looking at Bellingham, man. I never really wanted him, but it's embarrassing for the club, man. It's embarrassing. It's like you know, like
I get secondhand embarrassment of that.
Do it is that that's what it is, man. It's proper embarrassing. It's like you guys did all of this. What if he ends up at City? Then what? Then what? Tell a lie. What if he ends up at an Arsenal?
I said he could go there. I think that's a good move for him.
You did. What if he ends up at United?
He could go there as well, boy. They got the piece.
People are going to tell, and people are obviously going to say, look, he's not going to go to United. He was there. He went to Old Trafford and didn't like it and all of this type of stuff. Like you guys said, football changes. Football changes. Willian originally was supposed to come to Liverpool. Tottenham tried to hijack him off us.
Yeah. Shit.
In that window, and everyone forgets that Tottenham are the ones who hijacked him from Liverpool for Chelsea to come and hijack him from Tottenham.
That's a mad little trio,
Yeah, but no one remembers. But no one remembers that. No one remembers that. Things change in a flash. So for me, I hear it. Statement signing, big up to KZ. I hear it. But he's never going to be the savior. And the problem that I've got now, before obviously we'll see what the comments are saying as well. And to be fair, big up to Neil Jones from the goal, because he actually went and made a massive, an important statement. Let's say, for argument's sake, it's any 3 that we're talking about right here, right? Any 3 midfielders now we're going to go and get as a result. So let's say Bellingham we can't get because that one balloon payment for Bellingham can be divided into 3 suitable kind of replacements for our midfield. So cool. I agree with that logic. Embarrassing, but I agree with the logic. You should have had that logic in from the start. Let's say Barella, Caicedo, Mount, or Barella, Caicedo, Rice, whoever. Liverpool go in for Barella or Caicedo, anyone. In Caicedo, they say, no, we're not selling him for less than 90 million. Do Liverpool buy him for 90 million? No, do Liverpool buy him for 90 million, or do they go, you know what, we can't do that. Let's get the third option. And the problem we've got now is we're not the only suitors in for Bellingham, like we were for Wijnaldum, like we were for Van Dijk, essentially, because City were in, but they weren't in like that. Like they weren't in for it.
They weren't trying to pay that P. I know they weren't trying to pay.
Yeah, they weren't trying to pay that P, so they didn't get him. The same way with Sanchez. The Sanchez situation, Ronaldo, they were in, but once they went to a certain level, all right, we're not buying it. Caicedo, if they say they want 90 million, we pay the 90 million. Liverpool are going to be like, well, no, we don't want to pay that much for him because we've got 150 million. We want to spend maximum 50 million in him, right? Because you've got essentially 3 midfielders. You take a chunk and take that 80 million out of that 150 million. You're not getting Barella and Mount as well, or Barella and Rice or whoever. So that's the problem we got, and there's going to be suitors for every single one of them. Rice has been linked heavily with Arsenal, with United. Mount's been linked with us. And that's the only one that's really been linked with us like that. Although, what happens if they go for Mount and now Lampard wins the Champions League and Lampard stays and says Mount says, actually, no, I'm going to sign a contract because Daddy's here now. Then what? Now, then what? Then who are we scrambling for? Nunes, Matheus Nunes, we've already said we're not interested in him because the clause that he's got has gone up. So they're going to want more for him. So that 50 million, it ain't going to be 50 anymore. So who are the next players that we're going to go and get? Liverpool are in the mud right now because they're going to have to act. They're going to have to act fast because they don't want to get into bidding wars with anyone because they haven't got the money to even get into bidding wars, and that's not how we do business. We always do business really, really early. They can't go into the summer. It can't be July 1st, whatever it is, June, whenever that pre-season thing starts, and we ain't got midfielders in. If we ain't got midfielders in by that first pre-season camp, we're finished. I'm telling you now, and I'm saying it. I said it last season with the Champions League. I'll say it again. I'm looking into the camera. We are finished. We're absolutely finished because what's going to happen is that then teams are going to clock that we're desperate. Then we're going to go in for Caicedo. Arsenal are going to go in for Caicedo as well, and we're going to be and we're going to end up doing what we've done with Andy Carroll. Fuck, 150 million for Rice, and we're going to end up with one midfielder that's going to be that third choice. Because we wanted Tchouameni, we didn't get him. We wanted Bellingham, we get Rice, and we spent over the odds for him, 150 million.
Jerry,
it's peak. It's peak.
Everything you said is so. Bro, I echo. I times two what Jerry just said, bro. It's peak, bro. Like, what can you do? Like, everyone knows you need money. Everyone knows you haven't got that type of money. They also know that you're very desperate, meaning you'll probably pay a little bit over the odds for certain players. So now, as you said, Kai said, but this is where I always laugh, because this is where I then say, this is where I sit back and observe, because then I want to know what are the FSG lot, that gang, what are they all going to say? By the way, I'm in no gang. I don't care about FSG like that enough to be bothered about what they're doing. But what I always want to know, so what do people then say? Because people are going to say to what Jerry just said there, FSG are stingy. Why are they not? They didn't want to spend 130 million on Jude Bellingham, but now they also don't want to spend 90 million on Caicedo. That's how much these players cost. So that's how much that we need to be spending, etc. Which, to a certain degree, you're right. To a certain degree, if that's the market and that's just how much players cost, then of course. But we all know that you can obviously get players far cheaper than this, and Liverpool have done so quite successfully, in the past with other players. So that's where I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, where do you go from here, bro? You are going to be left with Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount, and Mason Mount sounds like he's going to cost like 70 million. Sander Berger. Now Amrabat's going to be seen like, yo, man, need to get Amrabat today. Like, I need Amrabat right now, just so that we don't even miss out on a defensive midfielder in a general sense. And that's why I'm like, sometimes I just look at certain things and I just think, but Klopp and Klopp seemed to turn down Matheus Nunes. Now man's coming back for him. Like, I don't really get that. The other guy that went to Wolves, I can't even remember his name, another central midfielder. He literally went to Wolves, I think, in the January transfer window. He's gone there. Another player we looked at, it's like we didn't really want to sign, man. Okay, cool, fair enough. We looked at so many. Enzo Fernandez didn't want to sign, man. That man all costed 100 and God knows how many millions. I just don't get it, because there's so many midfielders in the world in a general sense. It cannot be a situation whereby, like, we're only looking at, and I don't care about João Gomez. Thank you, Zayn. I don't care about like the star names and stuff like that. Like, I don't care. Like, just bring in some good players. You feel me? Bring in some good players, and then we're good to go. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But it just seems like Klopp had this idea. It seemed like Klopp thought, whatever I say, if I chat to Jude, this deal will get done. He didn't even sound like he knew what was going on financially. He just said, as long as I can chat to Jude, this deal's done. Everyone can just chill, man. That's the player I want. If I speak to him, I speak to his dad, tell his dad, yo, we'll give you any job here at Liverpool. You can sit next to me on the touchline and all of that kind of stuff. Then no problem. Cool. And then now he's now come into the financial world, and it don't really look feasible. And Liverpool don't want to get into a bidding war all of a sudden, which I didn't understand why we wasn't going to be in one. But cool, now we don't want to be in one. Now I'm just like,
this is why I agree, but this is why I differ on one point. This is Klopp's doing.
Yeah, but this is my point. That was my point. Sorry, that was my point.
Because it's not that FSG have said, we're not going to sanction that Jude money. They've said, this is the money that's available to you. You've got 250, yeah? Do you want to eat up 150 million to one player? Do your job. But you're under pressure now. There ain't no Michael Edwards. There's no Mike Gordon. There's no Julian Ward. All these brothers that were the screen in between Klopp, and Klopp could go and play, do you know what I mean? A puppet. He was the puppet, and they were the puppet masters, and they were buying all the players for him. No. Gakpo, that's his signing. Nunes, that's his signing. Verge, that's his signing. Fabinho, that's his signing. Alisson, that's his signing. Naby Keita, that's his signing. Konate, I just named you 7 men that have cost over 50 million. 50 million. He's backtracked. What he's clocked in the last month, and I guarantee you, he's looked and been, this is worse than I thought. No, he's gone, this is worse than I thought. This is worse than I thought. I thought it was just Bellingham add a couple of additions. Fabinho will come back into form and Virgil will be the same Virgin. He's deep. It's never the same again. Nothing was the same. Drake, like this. Nothing was the same, bro. Nothing was the same.
You know what? Like bro, that just looked too
Nothing was the same, bro. Nothing was the same. Nothing was the same. So what I'm saying to you, not only has he got the players that he's wanted, so when men are saying he's not backed, name me another midfielder, yeah, that has wanted to come to Liverpool, but that we couldn't afford. Forget how the money came in. Forget how the money came in, right? Name me another player that was like, yes, I want to come to Liverpool, and Liverpool said, "Rah, we ain't got the piece for that. We got to bounce."
No, wait, hold on. Where's Hussam? Hussam, wherever you are, show me. I had the same discussion with Hussam about basically trying to, obviously, you just said players, but I said about top players. And I had this discussion with Hussam. Hussam, show me the players. Hassam's my guy, man, but show me the players that wanted to come, that we attract, that wanted to come Liverpool. And we're like, nah, man. As Joey just said, nah, we ain't got a piece for that. Show me. Because all I see is just like...
When has it been for Benitez Everton, where man's like, brother, look, like, we can go and get, like, Sam Maximan now, like, and they're like, nah, we ain't got peace. Damari Gray for 250 bags.
Yeah.
We've never been in that situation. Forget, bruv, you're not accountants. Forget how the money's coming in. Forget, bruv, if it's like going and critiquing your mum because your mum's, do you know what I mean, working 4 or 5 shifts. Do you know what I mean? 4 or 5 shifts at work to go and put food on your table. At the end of the day, she's putting food on your table. Don't matter how she's doing it. You're still able to get your £1, £2 and go to Morley's after school. Bro, like let's cut the crap. Let's just cut the crap. He's been backed. He's got his players. He's been backed now. He said he's come out himself and said there's going to be money. We're going to get players. Who the players are, I'm not sure of, because he weren't sure yet. He thought it's going to be Bellingham and then a couple other men. Now he's deep. We're shit. That's what's happened. He's deep that we're shit. He's deep that his tactics don't work. He's deep that you can't trust Hendo. Milner, you can't trust. Fabinho, Thiago. He's not really sure what's going on with Salah. Why do you think he's dropping these man? He would have never dropped these man for a big game like he did against Chelsea. He's deep. Yeah, that's it. He deeped it against City. This game you can't get up for. All right, cool. All right. Before that, he was in denial. The whole season he's been in denial. It started from the summer when he tried to come out and tell us, no, we've got Morton, we've got Chamberlain, we've got, do you know what I mean? We've got Jones, we've got Elliott, we've got Milner, Hendo. Who else can I get? You know he said that. Who else do you want me to get? Who else is there in the market that's better than you, man? That's what he said to us, you know.
When he said that, I was like, right, like, you actually proper rate these man, like even the most top reddish person must have read that for right. Jurgen's probably been smoking a little something there, man. I can tell you a couple of midfielders that
Guess what?
might
Guess
be able to
Guess what? The top reds didn't even do that. They just said, "Let me have a bit of that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Budge. I want to smoke it. I want to smoke it." That's what happened, bro. I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. And that's what happened.
I don't endorse anything that Jerry says.
No, I don't think man even know what budge is. You know that? I didn't use any.
Hey, fucking hell.
No, but this is what it is. So we're looking at it now, and he's deep. I need more plays. So he's backtracked. Bear in mind, what are the reports? He's chatting to the dad. He's chatting to Bellingham. He's going and grooming him as well. He's doing all of this. He's got, like, Neil Jones reported, right? And I actually trust what he's saying. He's saying, like, like, Klopp's got the most power in terms of transfers than any manager in the league at the moment. because of the fact that structurally Liverpool haven't got a director of football. They ain't got head of recruitment. Mike Gordon's taking a step back. Everyone that was involved is like pulling away. Julian Ward said, I'm done after this. Michael Edwards is cut. So it's Klopp and Linders now and that type of team that are doing that. So, bro, so it's not even like it's an FSG enabler. And big up to Captain South for saying that. No, it's not. It's Klopp. Klopp has power right now. Right, wrongfully or rightfully so, however you want to look at it. He's probably earned it if you think about it in terms of, oh, I've done this, I'm in control now. Cool, you're in control, but guess what? Pressure comes with it, bro. When you become manager of Aldi, you best make sure that them workers are scanning those products quick. They want no lines.
That's it. Out of all shops, you know.
Bro, it's an Aldi, isn't it?
You know that there's like thousands of shops in the world, man. Just pick Aldi out.
That's the nearest one to me, bro. Of course, there's a small Sainsbury's. That's the nearest one to me. And I know because I heard about the manager saying, "Oh no, look, we got to speed it up. We like, hey, you're not scanning quick enough, man. We'll scan." Listen, I'm talking about they're dashing the food. You can't, but you're having to put it into the basket and then go outside and sort your bags out. That's how deep it is. Crazy. But this is what I'm saying. And so when it comes to Klopp, it's like, this is on you, bro. Like this is you're making the choices now. You're the big boy. You're the head honcho. Like it is what it is. Like
that. I don't even know what more to say. Like because all I ever do is just bust up when I say some of the things that I'm thinking in my actual head. Like because I'm just like, bruv. At the end of the day, Klopp, and I wanted to kind of ease up on Klopp because I felt like I was being a bit too hard at times. Like, you know, like at times I felt like, I think I'm being a bit deep towards Klopp, you know. But like sometimes I do sit here and think to myself, you've put yourself in a position, as you just said there, yeah. Man sign Jude Bellingham, for example, for whatever fee. Let's just say, obviously, that's the player that you want. Now, FSG go out there, they give you the money to sign him, cool. We then are not able to do whatever else afterwards. As Jerry just said, rightfully so, like the pressure that you're going to be under next season, brother, you can't even have a drop-off. You can't have like, October, Liverpool sitting in fourth, 10 points off top. 10 points off top? Nah, G, you just spent that fucking 100 and whatever million on my man. I need you to be top. I need you to be second, like with a point off. And that point off better be, VAR fucked us up that game. So that was it. Like it's got to be along those kind of lines because of the pressure that you're going to put yourself under. Now, equally, of course, you can also flip it and say, you can still spend 150 million, for example, on 3 different players and it just doesn't even work out. So you might say, why don't you just get that one? I guess we'll never really and truly know, but I'm pretty sure Liverpool haven't bought any shit players where I'm going to be like, bro, that brother was super shit, other than like back in the day kind of thing. Recently, I wouldn't say the players have been shit. They've just been players that I just think are just not really right for Liverpool. So I trust them in that sense to still go out there and find a decent enough player to come into the squad. So that part's not really, I haven't really missed that part. It's just my issue is that you, Klopp, and people keep saying FSG. This is what annoys me about the beef and that, is that, listen, whatever your allegiances are, cool, do your thing, blah, blah, blah. That's up to you. Like, I'm not bothered either way. But we need to look at things properly, bro. It wasn't FSG who said, no, we're not going to give you any money, Klopp, to sign no midfielders, because we're going to save all that money that we're not using to sign midfielders to obviously think. Klopp knows how FSG works. He understands the money situation. He understands probably roughly how much he wouldn't get based on where he finishes and all these kind of various things. He knows all of this. Come on, man. He's the manager and he is probably the second most important person behind John Henry at that football club. So he knows all of these kind of various different things. So when he says that he does know. But he also understood that because of the way that Liverpool do things, if we do go in for this player, it is probably going to take a sizable chunk out of whatever year of the summer that we were going to sign Jude Bellingham. It was going to take out a mad level of P. Now, maybe that P's gone up. I don't really know. I doubt it. I think it's still probably the same. Whatever it actually ends up being, I don't know. But you, Klopp, have wasted the time. Not FSG, not the fans. It's been you, because you want this player. You decided that we shouldn't sign anybody. You decided. No one else decided that. We know that the club have offered him players. We know that we've been looking at other players, bro. So I don't understand when people are like, yeah, FSG. I'm like, bro, it doesn't even make sense. Why would an ownership as stingy as anybody as FSG are, they hardly looked at it and said, yeah, we're gonna make sure you sign Milner to a new deal. We're gonna make sure you sign Henderson to a new deal. We're gonna make sure you tie all of these other players down for like crazy contracts. I'm like, bro, that wouldn't even make sense for them. For their whole money ball system, that doesn't even make sense for them. That's why I never really understood it when I was like, are we deep in what we're saying? But like, even for FSG, as cheap as they are, as we know, and as stingy, sorry, as they are, why would they want to keep Milner or keep Henderson or keep Bobby past his sell by date or keep Mane past his sell by date? Like, they wouldn't want to do that. Klopp is the one who's advising them on these players to stay. They don't know about Henderson's role at fucking Liverpool. They don't know that James Milner's out here going to watch the under 18s and is probably bro, they don't care about all of that. They're just looking at his age, how long's he been here, how many games did he play last season, was he injury free? All right, cool. All the basics, all these kind of little things, they get fed, and then obviously they'll make their analysis from that, and then we can move on from there. Players like Oxlade-Chamberlain, players like Keita. Ultimately, Klopp has wanted to keep these guys because he felt at some point in time when they've always come back, it's always been a case of maybe, just maybe we can get that player out of him. Just maybe we can keep Naby Keita fit. There's always that chance kind of thing. Because you've had times that we could have sold these players and we just didn't. Is that just all of a sudden FSG said, nah, man, let's calm. You know what? I don't even want to sell Oxlade-Chamberlain because I'd rather let him go for free. Or I don't want to sell Keita because I'd rather let him go for free. Come on, man. Like, that's not they need some level of a return on their investment. As even if it's not even profit, just some type of return. So why would they do that? So this is where we've got to look at Klopp. That's where I look at Klopp and I say, yeah, you kind of fumbled the bag. Hence why now I just laugh because I'm just like, yeah, you see, Klopp, that's on you, my brother. Do you know what I mean? Like, do your thing. I keep saying it to Jerry all the time, bro. Do your thing, bro. If you want to do that, then you do that. It's not my job on the line. I don't care enough like that. So if you want to go out there and make some of these moves and these executive decisions like you are a sporting director, bro, do it. You want to sign Bellingham and put all your eggs, because I'm sure FSG, I'm more than sure if Klopp said, I don't want to sign anybody else, I'm more than sure that FSG will give him the money to buy Jude. In fact, I'm actually super confident they would give him the money to say, nah, all right, cool, we'll just give you the Peter. If you think you can get a tune out of everybody else who's here, sign Jude Bellingham. But they probably looked at it and said, taking a leaf out of Jerry's book. So how much is Jude Bellingham going to be on wages? Bearing in mind he's 19 years of age. His wages are going to start matching close to Verge's and Verge's 30. So he's only 19. So that's his wages today. So what the fuck is his wages looking like in 5 years' time, for example? Unless he's really...
We're talking like 900 bags a week.
Bro, we're talking some dumb amount in like 5-6 years' time. You're just like, rah. Okay, so we got to weigh everything up because everything is a long game with FSG. They are so good when it comes to business. I have to respect it. Like, they're not just looking at the signing today. They're looking at that signing in a few years' time. How much can that signing get back for me? Obviously, things happen. Football players get better form, etc., etc. But in terms of when they're looking at these kind of investments, especially one as hefty as this, they're going to definitely be looking forward to try and see, right, in a few years' time when it's time to renew, or Trent's what, 23, 24?
24, bro.
24 years old. In a year's time, Trent's going to be looking for renewal. I think in a year's time, Trent, because his deal runs out 26, I think. So in a year's time, he's going to be looking at a renewal thinking, yeah, so we say my boy Bellingham's on 250 bags a week. I'm not on that.
He ain't won anything, though.
Yeah. He's on he came into the club on 250 bags a week. We ain't won shit. I've been here since day dot, and we've been winning. I won everything. So I need to be seeing a minimum Salah contract. How about that? Now, can you have two players on Salah's contract, plus Jude Bellingham, plus Van Dijk potentially extending his deal? I can't see Van Dijk dropping his wage demands either. He's not at that age where I feel like his next contract, if he does it this summer, I feel like he's going to ask for a little bit more. So there's so many variances to this whole thing. Hence why we go back to what you said at the beginning. That's why I think when it comes to like the guy behind, Mounts, forget the price, but just your Mounts, your Rices, your Caicedos, they're not going to be asking for, I don't think anyway, maybe Mount, but the rest, I don't think are going to be asking for a Jude Bellingham wage at 19. And none of these guys behind me, Caicedo, none of these guys behind me are teenagers. They're all in their 20s, I believe. I'm sure Caicedo is 20. sure he's
No.
20. Oh, is he 19?
Rice is 24.
Okay.
Mount is 24. Barella's 23.
He's only 23. All right.
Caicedo's 20. I think so.
Cool. So do you get what I'm trying to say? Like all these guys are in their 20s. All these guys have experienced football enough. Bar Caicedo, probably the only one who hasn't really experienced football at this level long enough. The rest of them have all played at high levels. You know, there's too many variances. There's too many nuances.
26. Barella's 26.
Oh, it's rotted to Bamba. Cool. Then he's 26. But again, okay, even worse. Then he's coming in as an experienced player. I don't know if he was part of the team who won the Serie A, but there's just too much nuances behind it where I'm just like, it's just not going to make sense altogether. Jude Bellingham separately is a good player. He is, as someone mentioned, I can't remember who was early on in the chat. Big up yourself when you mentioned about Jude Bellingham being the icing on the cake and stuff like that. Bro, I agree with you. He is that type of guy. He's the guy that you get if you're Real Madrid and you're just saying, yeah, I only really just need him just to kind of just shore up my midfield so that I don't need to play Modric or I don't need to play Cruz or whoever's not there. I can just play all of these guys because I've got world-class players or I've got very good players to come in and replace. Manchester City, they're losing Gundogan. It's like one in, one out. Like it works over there. At Liverpool, brother, we need like 6 players. So Bellingham coming in ain't going to help the other 5 that still need to come in when we're letting about 10 players go. It's too much, man. It's too much, man. And this is why I was just never really on the move from the beginning because I just knew for Liverpool, the way that Liverpool work, it just was never going to make any sense, bro.
Yeah, for me, but this is what I'm saying is that Liverpool have ultimately they've mortgaged they've mortgaged this.
No, stop saying Liverpool, bro. Klopp. Liverpool didn't do nothing. We listened to him.
But the team in general, the club in general, because if that was the case, then there needs to be some. Klopp, you ain't having a say. We're bringing these players in, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. We've seen clubs do that before, so it has to be the club. But we've mortgaged the season, 2 seasons now on getting Bellingham. Bellingham's not coming now. Now we're going to be scrambling around for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But they're all players now that think about it, right? Newcastle. If Newcastle get Champions League, they've got the money. They're a biggish club. They're on the rise. The project is good. Would you be surprised if a Declan Rice went to Newcastle? Got a massive deal?
Nah, not really.
Would you be surprised if Mason Mount went to Newcastle? If they went to the Champions League? Would you be surprised if Barella ended up at Newcastle? He's of like He's of the same ilk of like a Bruno Guimaraes for me.
Not star players, but they are.
Exactly. Would you be surprised if Caicedo went to Newcastle? They splashed the cash on him. That's my point. So we're not fighting for the elite players. We're fighting for the players that everyone's fighting for. If Declan Rice ended up at Tottenham, would we be really surprised? Or Mason Mount ended at Tottenham, or Caicedo or Barella? These are all players that could go end up at Tottenham. They could all be at Arsenal. They could all be at Newcastle. Chelsea, they could all be at Chelsea. Like this is what I'm talking about. All of these players, if they end up at United, you wouldn't be shocked. So like Mbappe ending up at Newcastle, we're not talking of something like that. It is scary, and my worry is we don't even get these players. Big up to where is it? Ram. Big up to Ram. Ram saying here, well, my Kefren to Ram shout is down the drain because it will cost 60 million. This is my point now. He's costing 60 million. You knew how much P we wanted. You didn't want to get these players. But what frustrates me, G, is we went and bought Nunez and Gakpo. We bought Nunez and Gakpo. We needed a midfielder. And what, for 80 plus, 50 million? 140? We for 140 million we've spent on Nunez and Gakpo. And Klopp didn't have money.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I hear that. That's
you ain't got peas though.
That's mad. That's like owing someone. That's like owing someone like 5 bills. But then I caught you in I've just come out of Westfields and I've caught you in JD. All right, cool. You said you ain't got peas
with a tech on, with a fresh tech on, fresh whites on my feet, and I'm in JD, because we already done the Nunes deal. We then caught us with Gakpo. Klopp just went like,
you still owe me the
money. No, he had the money. Do you know what it is? He had the money. He owed you the money. He was gonna go and run you the money, and then looked there, went fuck it, and just splashed it up in the strip club anyway. He just dashed it on the ting, just dashed it on the head.
No. You know what he's done. You know what he's done. And one of my friends might laugh when he hears it. What he's done is he's owed you the P, but then he's then bet the money. That Gakpo P, he's bet it. Because he's thinking, brother, if the flip I might make could be crazy.
Yeah. Klopp said we bought Gakpo over a midfielder because he thought it would help us defend better.
Yeah, but you see all of that kind of stuff.
That's what he said. You're right. He thought the flip would be crazy. He was like, he done all the calculations. It was. Is it Think Like a Man? Is it Think Like a Man 2? Is it Think Like a Man 1? Yeah, cool. I think, guys, let me know. I think it's Think Like a Man or Think Like a Man 2 when the brother's getting married and Kevin Hart just goes, yeah, I want all of it. I want all of it. Puts all the money down and gets nothing at the end. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to get into some of the comments now because it's crazy. And look, there's 70 people in the building. Make sure we're smashing the like, please. Look, as I said before, it helps the algorithm a lot. Helps us obviously bring new shows, different types of live shows where we're all sitting down in one studio. That would be incredible to obviously provide you. We'll be doing that soon from next season, but we need you guys to keep smashing the like, live shows, watch-alongs with all you guys as well. So please make sure we're smashing the like. Let's just get into some of the comments. Sam Max saying, screw FSG JJ, damn them to hell. I fell for Jude Bellingham, an LFC fan, his idol being SG. Steven Gerrard, it's his dream to play for LFC, only for it to be dashed by these Muppet owners. They should go back to Sesame Street. Sam Max is fuming, bro. Sam Max is fuming. What's going to happen? He's going to go to sleep and realize, my dad left because my mum's an idiot. You know, like that.
Yo, that is harsh. You see on that stuff, I always bust up a big up St. Max, by the way, man. I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan. My idol's probably like Lionel Messi. But I promise you, if Real Madrid came to me tomorrow and said, yo, G, you're watching you, I promise you, you'll find some random picture of Zinedine Zidane on my wall or some shit just to make it look like I was a Real Madrid. Bro, do you think man cares about all that? Like, bro, these times I love Messi. I'm a Barca guy.
Mo chat to Ash to superimpose it. Like superimpose it. Stays like this in the bed. You know, like Mbappe. Yeah,
literally. I'll do all it. Bro, you think, man? Come on, man. Like, I think that's another thing that bugs me. Like, not bugs me, but it's another thing that maybe we just need to get over. Should I say, not bugs me? Is that we need to get over this whole, he's a Liverpool fan and that's going to play a major role. Like, I'm not saying it won't. I'm not saying that it won't. But at the same time, I feel like football works a bit differently. I don't feel like it always works that way. That Kevin De Bruyne at Marseille, great minds. Kevin De Bruyne is a Liverpool fan. He plays for our rival. And he's loving it over there. He's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him talking about...
He ain't ever coming to Anfield. He ain't ever touching Melwood, bro.
Never. And I think it's just one of those ones. Sometimes we need to maybe just move away from that kind of, he's a Liverpool fan, his idol, Steven Gerrard. Bro, bare man seem to have Steven Gerrard as his idol. I don't see none of these men playing for Liverpool, but go
on. We got Honesty saying, my homie who's a Chelsea fan said Mount would cook under Klopp, but then my colleague said Mount is unseasoned chicken with no salt or pepper.
I'm going with the latter.
I disagree with the latter, I've seen him do a cref turn from there. I've seen the ball come in the air, and I've seen him do a cref turn on the turn and sidestep her, man.
Yeah, I see Lallana do that as well still.
No, yeah, exactly, but I rate Lallana. I like Lallana. I'd have got Lallana on my back if it didn't mean that, if it wasn't two numbers. Two numbers mean you had to pay extra, bro. At number 20 on the back, that was expensive, If it was number 2, calm.
That's what I look at Mount, that is actually the type of profile of player. I always think of him like, you're like a Lallana, where you're not even dead. And you probably will do one, two things where I'm like, oh, okay, say no more. Like where I might just sit down and just be like, yeah. But I don't know, man. Like man is man.
I think Lallana just weren't utilised properly. Klopp burned him.
Yeah.
Klopp just burned him. Klopp went and was like this. You're the collateral damage, and he put him in front of that rifle and just mowed down whoever was trying to do. I mean,
he wasn't an injury-prone person when he was at Southampton, was he?
No,
I feel like he played like
all
the time.
Game that season. He played every game that season. Every game that season. Crazy. Karen Elder, big up to yourself, saying for someone who turned this club, found.
I'm guessing around. I'm going to say around.
Turn this club around. Won every trophy under FSG. Give him some respect.
Well done.
Trudon said Lusam.
Hey, leave Lusam alone, bro. I don't want to think that man's been.
Yeah, no, big up Hussam, man. Angel Knight 68 is saying Kefren Turam, Mount, Ramsey, Savage. Is that the centre back Savage? That one?
I feel like it's the centre mid one. No, I think it's the centre mid.
Oh, Milinkovic Savage. Oh, Milinkovic Savage. I thought he meant the centre back. You know the one with the Atletico? Yeah. Claudinho. Yeah, Claudinho, Rabiot free, maybe. I wouldn't mind at this point. What Ramsey is it? Aaron Ramsey? Or
for real, which Ramsey?
Newcastle. Jacob Ramsey. Yeah.
Who's Claudinho? Who's that?
Is he not? Is he? I think it's Claudinho. I don't know. You know. Whoever Angel, let me know who Claudinho.
Anyone
with Claudinho in the name, I just want them in the team, so our team just don't. Like, at least it looks like it's got seasoning. You know when you go in here like Ricardo's or something, and you're thinking, "Rah, this is crazy." You get in there, it's just a normal English calf, bro. Just a normal eggs, bacon, and beans, and it's just that standard. And it's like rah, but the name got you guys. Cool. I don't mind. Pondell saying you have to start tapping up players on release clauses. That way you're not in a bidding war. Go and grab Ugarte and Coney for 17 M's. You've done smart business early. Yeah, Pondell, maybe you need to get a job. You need to get a job at AXA, innit? Like, I didn't know they had a release clause like that, so that's smart. Angel Knight 68 saying Lamps winning the Champions League. That's a stretch, JJ. Bruv, I thought it was a stretch when Di Matteo was at the helm, bruv. That brother looked weird as hell. That peanut head. And man won it. So guess what? I mean, don't be surprised. If there's any team that can do it, it's probably them. But it's looking, obviously, after yesterday, it's not looking great. Bernard Sweeney saying, sorry to say this, but whoever Klopp signs, he has got to the calendar year for me to sort this out. I think that's fair.
You man are giving Klopp mad time.
Yeah.
Brother, he's got 5 games. If I don't see something crazy in these 5 games, we're going to be having this conversation.
You're saying till the international break, innit?
The first one, like the
first international break. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The season, you go and play your games. I think you've got one FA Cup game, and then it's the international week. That's how it works.
No, League Cup.
One League Cup game, and it's the international break. So you're talking about 5 games. 5 games, 4 of them are in the Premier League. After that, it's international break. What are you saying?
I need 5 out of 5 wins.
You know we're losing that Carabao Cup game. I'm saying that from now, bruv. I'm saying that from now. King Cop saying we always needed more than just Jude. If we need Jude for the missing piece, but not the whole piece, I'm really worried. I don't trust Klopp or the board to get things right this window. You hear me both, man. Sam Axel saying, G, you're wrong. We should get Jude, but he should be the icing on the cake. We still need the overhaul in midfield first and then plan for Jude. But this should have been done 2 years ago.
First of all, Jerry, why did you say that with such a vim? Secondly, now you said that too strongly. Man was like, G, you're wrong. I was like, hi, is it Jerry saying it or is it Sam Max Legend? I don't know, like man tried vicariously through him and that. No, big up St. Max, man.
It's the spirit of Sam Max went through me, bro. Like it weren't me, it was the spirit of Sam Max.
To be honest, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, he should be the icing on the cake. We do need the overhaul anyway. Everything you just said, I agree, to be honest, actually. But it should have been done to 100%. 100%, man. I agree.
Cynical OG, big up to Cynical, saying it's the principle for me. Mortgage the last 2 seasons on this you. Egg on the face.
I didn't do
bro.
anything.
We've ended up on our knees, bruv, and the door bust open, bruv, and that's what's happened. We're like, like, do you know what I mean? That moment when I've been bagged. That's what's happened. We've been bagged. Imposters, bruv. We're just imposters. You know that feeling of I've been bagged. That jump when you're like, I can't jump out the window. You've caught me red-handed in the act. Like, that's it. Like,
I'm kind of pissed now. Really and truly.
Honestly saying, can we get Maddison, Tillemans, and Lavia since Southampton and Leicester City look like they're getting relegated? I wouldn't mind those players. I wouldn't mind them. But I don't think you understand. This is the level of our team.
Man are looking at relegation teams, praying these guys go down so we can take players. That's crazy.
Praying because they know we can't get in without. This is the level of our team, and it's not because we ain't even got the P's. It's the fact that these men, if they've got options, they ain't coming to Liverpool.
Yeah, that's the realness of it. I think we're at that. It's so jokes, yeah. How how one season can change everything, but you got to remember, people say, "Oh, so it's just one season." Guys, also look behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, it's looking kind of crazy over there. Like, it's looking. Yeah, very crazy behind the scenes. Like, it's not like normal clubs. Like, it's not even like a Chelsea where you say, all right, they've had a takeover was done. Now it's just about trying to kind of get themselves back up to that kind of level. We're talking about from a position of teams doing shit. It's getting old. It needs a massive overhaul, which is fine. That part is cool. But then behind the scenes, ain't got no money. Or ain't got enough money to go out and buy bare players. We don't really have no sporting directors. We're just kind of out here doing our thing. Like, it just seems everything just a YOLO at this present moment in time.
Oh shit. D'Angelo Williams saying 5 to 6 players are needed, bro. Not just 1 or 2 players. Jude would have to be the icing on the top. And to me, Jude isn't that type of game-changing player. Never wanted him at all. Wayne saying if they wasn't going for him, why beg it for the last 2 years?
Just let's put it this way: if Liverpool don't sign him, you won't hear Klopp saying, "Nah, we wanted him." I guarantee you, he'll say something like, "Yeah, he's all right. He's a good player. You know, he plays for Dortmund or plays for City or whoever he moved to." In the end,
yeah. Mad salty watch, not shaking his hand and that. He's not shaking his hand for shit, bruv. Man's fuming. Those teeth, but he's going to need some new replacement teeth because he's going to be grinding.
Just like, yeah. I'm just like, all right, cool.
Endman TV saying, what if we still get him? You man better be ready for the smoke.
What smoke?
And if Santa was real, come on, Ed. You're better than this. D'Angelo saying, not spending money on Jude is the best thing for Liverpool to do. Imagine investing all your stocks onto one player, and if he fails, that's bare money lost. Rather have 4 to 5 players of quality. Justin Ulysses, big up to Justin, saying 2 years ago, transfer guys told Klopp and FSG team that needed to told Klopp and FSG team needed a rebuild, but somehow it was not taken seriously. Now we have this mess. We renewed players' contracts instead. That's what we did. Captain Sauer saying, I'm not sucking off Klopp for 1 league title and 1 Champions League. The other trophies are pointless for me. I've witnessed Paisley era, so I got my standards higher, unlike some.
I feel you, dog.
MN11 saying, I'd rather we change system and we got Brahim Diaz and played with the midfield rather than the midfield being workhorses. That's a manager issue, bro. That's another.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that ain't never happened. I agree with you, but it ain't never happened.
Andy S saying it's Klopp who also agreed not signing Jude. Never-ending nightmare. Jeez.
Let me ask you: do you believe that when you saw, like, I saw that news come out, like Klopp has, basically agreed to not signing Jude? Do you believe that, or do you think?
I believe that, but that's why I said I believe it. I believe he's gone. Fuck that. Like I can't just go in. Like, brother, it's like, do what's happened. It's like you going, yeah. You've touched Selfridges. This is what happened. You've touched Selfridges. You're about to go out on that night out. You've touched Selfridges. You're about to cop that garm that you're going to cop. Whatever it is, Harrods, wherever. There's Amiri jeans, whatever people want to buy, right? And then you've seen from your account it say, you're in your overdraft, pre-transfer, funds into the account. And you've got to go, all right, cool, I'm going to have to move this money into that account, but now I can't get the garms. And that's what's happened. We've just realized, we need 4 midfielders, and we need a right back, and we need a centre back, and we need maybe a striker, and maybe backup right winger. And Klopp's just said, shit. Yeah. Can't work. And so I believe he's rejected that. I believe he's rejected it. Because I think they said to him, this is the money you've got. Do what you want with it. They've now said, all right, cool. It's coming to that point. Do you want Bellingham or not? Because we need to start now if we were going to go and get him. Now he's gone and got on cold feet because he knows if he gets one midfielder, he ain't getting the others, and that pressure's all on him. The fact that before the game against Arsenal, he's talking about, I'm only here because, or I couldn't care less about what I done. It's about what I do now. I'm responsible for this mess because he feels the pressure. He feels the pressure. He keeps talking about the fans in the stadium. It doesn't matter about the fans in the stadium, bro. Yeah, on the game day it does. It's all the fans. And he feels it. He's looking around. He looks into Trent's eyes and he's like, bruv, you're not the same little boy I had at right back. You're a different kettle of fish now. You're disobeying me. Like, he's grown up and he's alpha mailing him now. Klopp's telling him take a shower. He's like, I'm not taking a fucking shower, bruv.
Sharp, bro.
I'm just putting on my tracksuit and bouncing, like that. JD bag on the back and I'm bouncing. Klopp's telling him to come back. He's like, shut up, lad. Shut up. Shut up.
You know when you can hear someone calling you, but just ignore them.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. He's got Verge there. Verge probably draped up Linda's. That's why he wasn't in the squad that day. Verge had enough. He's having to go, you know what? Jones come back in. And I don't think he even likes Jones. I think Jones did the same thing with him. Jones kissed his teeth at Klopp once. Klopp said, what we're going to do some box-to-box runs, man. Right, cool, you're not playing anymore. That's what I guarantee that's what's happened. And now he's come back, crawling back like Jones. Come in. And guess what? Jones has been our best midfielder in the last 2 games.
That part has actually been kind of funny. I'm just picturing it now. Jones kissing his teeth. That's so Jones. That is actually funny.
Bruv, actually, quick question as well. Do we even still have a physio? Do we have a doctor now? Is the doctor still vacant?
You know what? That's a good question. Guys in the chat, let us know. Do Liverpool have a doctor now? Has that situation been sorted out or not? I actually don't know. I feel like they might have said something about it. All I heard was we were looking at people. We had like a list. I didn't know what happened after that list. I don't know if we got them or we just left it as that. But Klopp can be the doctor, bro. He's the one giving everyone the fucking diagnosis anyway. Yeah, he's only out for 2 weeks, man. Man's been out for like a month, 2 months of that.
Effortless saying, doubt the Jude transfer saga is over. Seen this spin too many players, too many times around players we want. Think we need an element of hopeful delusion to get us through with or without Jude. FSG actually spending? I don't know. Effing mess. Big up to Effortless. Get a couple more before we cut. Colin Dyke saying we have a doctor, but he's always pissed up. What he's saying, he's coming in with just that lager breath, like he's just been drinking on the side of the AXA wall. That Melwood wall, just sitting there drinking. Just like, yeah, I know someone else is going to get injured. That, just done with life. Like, Klopp's calling him. He's like, shut up, man. I'm drinking, bro. I'm FaceTiming.
I'm coming, man. Leave me alone, man. Just a quick spliff outside, boy. Just to get back through the day.
And then you see some budge, and he's like, you know what? I might have to take a hit of this, This ain't enough anymore.
I am a doctor, so I can sort myself out. Like, you know what I mean?
Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
Justin Lucy saying, Klopp knows he's blundered big time. Now this summer, he must correct it all early enough, get them going in preseason and have a fast start next season. Otherwise, if we repeat this, he won't survive. Facts. Do you want to have Klopp? He won't survive. When Redmen TV, and I watched them, when Paul Machin was at yeah, well, credit in the bank, and he knows he's here because of credit in the bank, but he knows credit won't last long. I was like, rah, rah, like credit don't last long. Credit gets eaten up quick. I was like, there's pressure, bro. Don't get it twisted. Just because they love the guy, this is my point. It's not about whether you like or don't like the guy. It's the pressure for the job. Is he right for the job now? It's out with Pochettino and that. Man, saying Dr. Doolittle. Who's the animals are working on? Crazy, man.
Right, couple animals in that team.
Michael Talk saying LFC fans meltdown on Twitter has been at the reaction of the Fire Festival.
Right. You know what? I wouldn't even disagree with that.
Yeah, trust me. James Doherty saying, here's a mad idea. Sign 11 good young players, coach them, put them in the first team and save trillions.
Yeah, sounds simple.
Isn't it? Justin saying we've got a herbal doc as well. Man saying we've got Dr. Sebi in that. He's telling Verge, you don't need surgery, bro. You just need to stretch. Like that.
You just need to stretch. Like what? Yeah. Trust me. If you do this every day, trust me, stretch it. You don't even need to stretch, bro. Just wake up, stretch your mind, bro. Stretch your mind. What? Stretch my mind? What the fuck is that about?
The worst thing about it is, you see with Dr. Sebi, is that my bro was telling, man, yeah, like, cancer's not real, it's just all in the mind, and that's how he died.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. It's all in the mind stuff, like, bro. Stretching, bro. That's all. Stretch your mind, bro. Trust me. If you stretch your mind 20 minutes a day, you won't have to stretch your legs at all for like 2 years. What? All right, cool. I'm doing it. So you might get injured, boy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Big up to 1892 Reds podcast, saying big up Jerry and G. Big up to them, man. Hope you're doing well. And look, before we head out, man, it's been an hour. We don't really want to chop it up too much. We're speaking a lot. Jude was saying Dr. Umar Johnson. Bruv, if it was there's a certain man that wouldn't be in the team. Wouldn't be in the team, bro.
So a man couldn't even make the team, yeah. See that whole, I'm not even gonna say it, actually. I'm not even gonna say
it. Yeah. This with the African Kente hat. Have you seen the picture? It's crazy.
Bro.
But cool. If we had to sign 3 players then, Bellingham's not the guy. Who you sign?
Price doesn't matter, or just like realistic.
Let's say 150 million is Bellingham. Who you signing? 50 million each, or less, like, give or take.
Maybe Kefren Turam. I don't know how much.
60. He's 60.
50 million or less, Now we're really scraping the barrel.
We're scraping the barrel. We're scraping it. We're scraping.
Ugarte? How much is Ugarte?
Yeah, I think that's yeah. You can grab him.
Ugarte. I would get in for 50 million. You know what? I would try and get in like Gravenberch and maybe
on loan.
No, I would actually sign him. Okay. I was gonna say McAllister guys, but I feel like them men are gonna charge a mad fee for that guy. Like, I don't feel like he's gonna be a £50 million signing. I feel like he's gonna go for a bit more. Yeah, maybe that Enzo Lafie guy. I like him. I see him play the other day. Actually, I was kind of bored. I want to see some different players.
Oh, that Enzo Lafie from Nice.
Yeah, like not Nice.
No, that French.
One of these French teams, I can't remember who it was, but I remember watching him play and I thought, he's all right. He looks okay. Yeah, that'll probably be it. You said 50 million. That literally made me think, who costs? Yeah,
I know, obviously. No,
but even still, that could be the market that we're shopping in anyway. So
that's what I'm saying. So you're saying so you're saying Ugarte, Lefebvre, and who? Or Lefebvre and
Gravenberch.
Cool.
Who would you say?
I'd go Mount. I would go Mount.
You think it would cost 50 million?
Now we would.
You think so?
He's got one year left, innit?
True.
1 year left. I think if he wasn't English, we'd probably get him for less. But because he's English, they're gonna probably say 50 million is probably the amount he's spending. I know it's a stretch, but I'll probably get. I get Nunes, the one from Wolves. I know.
A man's scraping the pot like just to get the last remnants of the rice. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I'd get him and then. No.
Boy, maybe buying Jude
maybe like
this way, boy.
I don't know, Jefferson Lerma, maybe Joe Bellingham, chuck him in there as well.
Oh, you know what? Who didn't? I blatantly forgot about my man, bro. Yunus Musa. I can't forget about him. Yeah. Take Gravenberch out of that list. I'll get Yunus Musa instead.
I'm saying maybe Joe Bellingham instead. Maybe we get Job. Maybe we get the dad and Job. Maybe it's a better package.
Maybe it's the only package we can get right now. So who's complaining?
Yeah, that's what I'm probably saying. We've got Abdus Chadley saying Kone, Ramsey, and Ugarte. McClover saying Jude's destined for the Etihad. You hope so. We've got Katasal saying Ghana, Saurus. We've got Marque saying Kone, Ramsey, Turam. K-Mac saying Lefi is on a 4K wage still. It's a Lorient who he plays for, by the way, Lefi.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say Longstaff as well. Maybe Longstaff. Maybe Willock or someone like that. I don't know.
Willock was a name that popped into my head just for the English thing.
Yeah, Willock. Rabiot, I like. I would have him right now. I'd have anyone. I'm not going to lie. I'd have anyone. I just want to change. I just want to change. Simba saying we are a joke, bruv. Trust me, we're a joke. Justin Ulysses saying don't sleep on Florentino Luis, St. Just and Caicedo, guys. Florentino Luis, I know. St. Just, I don't know who that is. And Caicedo, of course, but just a lot. But look, man, it's been the J. James show. Thank you for obviously chopping it up with us in regards to what next for LFC, man. Because obviously this saga is there's going to be a lot of twists and turns in terms of who's coming in, who the replacements are. Liverpool like to do their deals early, so we might be here next week saying, yeah, Mount's already signed and signed, sealed, delivered for next season. And hopefully, for Liverpool's sake, I hope that happens. Before we head out, G, just let the people know what's coming up in about 10 minutes, bro.
Yes, guys, please, if you can all head over to GTV, me and Jerry, I think Romz might potentially jump in. Just having a little chop up about Trent, speaking about his new position, the role that he's kind of played in that game against Arsenal, whether we think that that's a role for him moving forward. Just guys, jump in the conversation. Let us know what you guys think, obviously, about Trent as well. New position. Do you think Klopp is going to utilize it well? Is this good for Trent? Does it benefit Trent? Does it benefit the team? All of that good stuff. I'll be going live in literally about 10 minutes or so.
There we go. So make sure to see you there, guys. Hopefully, all you guys just transfer over. There's 70 people. Please make sure we're heading over there because we're going to break it down proper in depth. It's going to be a good little chat. Hey, we're even going to discuss, is Trent the Jude Bellingham replacement? Is that the one? Is that what we're talking about? God knows. Make sure as well, guys, K-Mac, our very own Chris, has got his own channel. He's got a show at 7 p.m. So make sure we're heading over there. Please make sure we're smashing the like and checking over, obviously, Chris Mack. Make sure we're heading over to GTV and obviously smashing the like on this show as well. If you like the content as well, after the show, please leave a comment. Not in the live chat, in the actual comments. You guys have been doing amazing with that. It does help the algorithm also. But look, until next time, and read that comment. It's been the Jerry James show. And hold on. What's going on? There we go. And we're out, people. Take it easy.